Hey, this is Scott from Watchuseek, and today we are looking at the Maurice Lacroix Les Classiques Moonphase. And before you shut it off, you're gonna be like, "Dress watch? What's with the dress watch? We don't need a dress watch." And you know, um, times are changing. I remember growing up, my dad put on a suit and tie every single day for work, and nowadays, in an office, you don't see many people wearing a suit and tie anymore. And so a dress watch may not have the prominence in a collection that it once did, but there are certain times when I think having a dress watch in your collection is definitely appropriate. And this is just me. It's my opinion, and I'll go to a wedding and at a fancy place or whatever, and you see people suit and tie and the Submariner, and that's fine. Everybody's different. I do have a dress watch in my collection that I like, and that I don't wear that often. But when we go to a nice event, or last year, my first black tie event, I wore a dress watch. So today, this Maurice Lacroix, like I said, it is a dress watch. So what makes it a dress watch? Well, I definitely think the size. So this is 40 millimeters across. So I think beyond that, it starts to, personally, I think it loses its dressiness, right? And in fact, I don't mind a 38 or anything below 40 is fine. And also the height. This guy's just a tad over 12 millimeters, but that certainly will easily fit under a cuff. So I guess let's talk about some specs. So like I said, it's 40 millimeters across. It's a little over 12 millimeters high. It takes a 20 millimeter strap, so very easy to change straps, wide variety of straps out there. And lug to lug, it's at 48 millimeters. It has a slightly domed crystal on here, just a nice kind of dome to it, and it's water resistant to 5 atmospheres. So the case is pretty interesting. Let me talk about that first. So here on the side, this area here is brushed, and then the lugs here are polished, and you can see my fingerprints on there. Ready? So you'll notice I'm going to have to do some cool macro shots on this guy, but there is a nice curve to the case here, and then where the lug fits into the case area here, it has a nice shape to it. And there's a wonderful bevel on the lugs here. It picks up some light. So from the top, you get the polished look here. And then around right in here, let me zoom in a little bit. Let's see, can I zoom? Yeah, there we go. So right on the top part of the case, this part is not really a brush, but there's some circular markings that go onto it, but it is not polished. So, and that's fairly a flat piece. And then right here, the bezel is definitely polished, and it has a nice round shape to it that leads right into the crystal. So when you're looking at it straight down, when it's on your wrist, there's some dimension to it, both as it moves out from shiny to a brushed finish, but also from height. So you get the dome crystal going to the rounded, polished edge here, and then to this piece that has some circular kind of tooling in there. I'll have to take some macro shots. I'm not sure that's really going to show up in the video here. The crown, I think it's appropriate. It's not too big, not too small. It has a nice shape to it. It is a little wider out here, and then it goes, tapers in towards the case itself. It is signed. There is the M. Let's see, there we go. There's the M. And you'll notice on the side here, this guy here, this little pusher, I use a toothpick to push on that. And then there's another one on the other side here. And that is to adjust the date on this side. And then that adjusts the moon phase. So we'll get to the dial here. We might as well look at the back. So it's an exhibition caseback. The back, the shape of the case has a little bit of a taper as we go from the side here down to where the crystal is on the back. It fits on the wrist nice. It floats it up a little bit. This movement here, Maurice Lacroix calls it a ML37. I think it's an ETA 2824. It's nicely finished. So you have the Geneva stripes on the rotor there with the logo. There is perlage on the plates here. You know, at 2824, there's really not much to see. But it's nice to show when people talk about your watch or comment on your watch, you show it, oh, it's a mechanical automatic watch. Like, what's that? Where's the battery go? Anyway, so let's talk about the dial. So the dial, at first, when I first was wearing this, I thought, man, there's a lot going on, especially if we're looking at like the circular aspect of this guy. But then I started to realize that everything has a place. So if we start from the outside, we have a minute track that runs out here. And then you can see in here at the 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, there is little Arabic markings for the minutes. And then at the 5s, there is a little applied dot in there. I don't know what you would call that, a little marker. And then as we move into the hour track, let's call it that, this has a real nice circular engraving around the applied markers. And it really does help to separate the minute track that we have going on here to the date track on the inside. So on the hours here, we have applied markers, and these markers are beveled on 3 sides. So let's see, if we look down at the 5 o'clock, you can see how one side towards the 6 is picking up the highlight. If I move it, then that 5 o'clock marker picks up towards the 4. And let's see if I can, it's kind of hard to get the edge, but on the marker, it has a sharp cut right on the edge that picks up the light. On the inside of the marker, it's cut 90 degrees towards the inside. So what that does is it gives, I think, dimension to the watch as it picks up light from different angles. So I think that's nice. And then at 12 and 6, we have the Arabic numbers. You know, I don't know if you needed the 12 and the 6, but, you know, that it's there. It's a style. It doesn't go either way, rub me the wrong way. So a date complication. I'll be honest, I don't like the date complications that run around the outside sometimes. Depends on the how they did the hands, or the hand, if you will, to show the date. But here the date is moved into this inside track here. And so that way the hand is a shorter hand. Let's see if we can pick up some light here so you can see that pointing to the 9 right there. And because it's shorter, you have less of a chance to get that confused with the hour. So they did a nice job with moving that inside, making it thinner, making it shorter than the hour hand. So once you wear it, get used to it, you really don't get confused with the hour marker. So you've got the date running around there. And then on the inside, you have the blue sky with night sky showing some stars. And then at the bottom is the moon phase complication there. So we have a silver moon. So today is a full moon. It actually is. So I did set this to be correct for the date today, June 9th. I think it's, if it's not full, it's almost full. So somebody will correct me in the comments, I'm sure. And so that's nice. I like a moon phase. You know, of course, back in before electricity, knowing when you had a full moon, that was pretty key if you were going to travel or maybe not travel or go hunting at night or whatever that would be. And then if we look at the hands, they are rhodium plated hands and with a running central seconds. And the hands have a bevel that runs down the center of it. So you can see the hour hand is picking up the bevel from this side. And as I turn it towards the light on the left, it should pick up the bevel over there. So that does help, I think, versus just a flat silver hand to pick up the light so it's easier to see what time it is. So overall, it's a very nice dial, a lot going on, but it's the way that they've separated it into different functions, if you will. It's easy to follow what the time is and that kind of thing. Okay, so let's get this on the wrist and see how it looks. Okay, so here it is on the wrist. So I have 7-inch wrist, and this fits really nice. Very comfortable. It's not too tall. And, you know, when we were talking about a dress watch, one of the things that I like about a watch like this, it's kind of assumed, let's say you're going to be wearing cuffs, right? Everything is rounded here. So it's very easy for it to slip under the cuffs versus, let's say, maybe a dive watch with a rotating bezel that had knurled edges or something. It sometimes might get caught on a cuff, where this is, it just slides right under there. Very comfortable. On the back, we have a deployant buckle, and it's a little different. There's this large piece right here. It's brushed in the middle here with the sign de Maurice Lacroix. 2 buttons on the side, pulls off. Nicely polished actually on the inside, and then you can adjust it. This little pin here moves around and you can adjust it. It snaps into position, squeeze from the side, goes right on. Very comfortable. It's a leather strap that's embossed, and on here you get the little logo on the side there. I wasn't sure on that, and I was showing this to a colleague, and he looked at that and said, "Man, I love that M on the side of the strap." So, you know, everybody's different with what they like and don't like. Okay, so this Maurice Lacroix Moonphase comes in at $2,650 US. So what's my takeaway on this? I think it's a great little watch, especially for somebody that's trying to round out a collection with something that's a little dressier. And perhaps you want to wear a dressier watch on a daily basis. This would certainly work. And I think that with the little bit of blue that we have in here, boy, strap options could, sky's the limit with that. And being a 20 millimeter lug width, I mean, you could do a blue crocodile on here, you could do gray, wide variety of leathers. And quite honestly, you could dress this down a little bit if you wanted to in more like a casual setting, or, you know, leave this strap on here or even go a little fancier with the strap. So I think the watch can hold its own with a wide variety of straps. And I think this is for someone that really just wants something a little different. I like the Moonphase. I like the applied markers and the numbers at the 12 and 6. I'm an applied marker kind of guy, and I think it really helps show off the watch. I liked all the little details with the case. It makes it very interesting. So once again, this is the Maurice Lacroix Les Classiques Moonphase. Hey, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and don't hesitate to leave a comment below. And be sure to subscribe to the Watchuseek channel to keep up to date on all the videos. Thanks for watching.